Guys, it's Adrienne from Crafty Little Gnome, and today we are talking about free shipping and whether or not you should be offering it in your Etsy shop, your Amazon handmade shop, or wherever it is that you sell your arts and crafts online. Before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to my brother-in-law, Ian Steyer. He makes all sorts of art, but what he's really doing a lot of lately is these really huge etched metal pieces of art. So he takes a large piece of aluminum and he scratches it and does all sorts of, animals, under the sea creatures, even like monsters and really cool art from like The Nightmare Before Christmas. So he's got a lot of great stuff. You should check him out. I'm going to put links in the comments and description for his site. So check him out. Okay, so free shipping. Should you offer it? Should you not offer it? How do you know what to do? Right before the holidays, Etsy really did a pretty strong push for free shipping. They really wanted people to start offering it for their shops. The reason is that customers love free shipping. I think at this point we have been so conditioned to expect it, especially if you do shopping on Amazon. I have an Amazon Prime account. I use it all the time for just about everything, and it's free 2-day shipping. And I think it almost kind of ruined it for the rest of us or the rest of the people who ship, because now we have to compete with the fast and free shipping. And that can mean extra costs for people like you and me who are selling original art or crafts or vintage items online. So, how do you determine if you should offer it? Well, I started offering it before Christmas. I wanted to try it out and see how it went. So most of the items in my shop right now are free shipping, and I'm going to be updating the rest of them that don't have free shipping so that they all have free shipping now. That's actually worked out really well for me. And I've noticed that even after the holidays are over, most of the items that people are buying from me are ones that have free shipping, which is great. So what I did was, it's technically not free shipping, it's shipping included. So what all of these big companies are doing, what Amazon is doing, what other websites are doing where they offer you free shipping, is it's not free, it's included. So they are raising the price of their items so that they can offer it. So for example, if I have a necklace or a pair of earrings that I would charge $20 for, and my shipping costs are $3, and it costs me an extra $1.50 for my packaging, for my jewelry box and the envelope that it comes in, I am going to charge $24 to $25 for that item, and I'm going to say shipping included or free shipping. Now normally the language that you want to use is, you want to put, if you're advertising it anywhere on Facebook or any of the other social media networks, you want to say shipping included, because they don't like the word free. That makes it sound spammy, and you can get flagged. It's just not ever good to use the word free. If you sell more expensive items, you can still offer free shipping. I'll tell you a story about something that happened, it was almost a year ago, with my brother-in-law Ian. So Ian, who I gave a shout out to, I was helping him set up his Etsy shop, and he was selling his beautiful metal pieces of art. I asked him the weight, the height, everything that I could get for information, and I calculated it online on UPS. They gave me a quote for shipping that was about $150. So for these items, I believe Ian was charging about $400 for a giant piece of original artwork. And so we added on the shipping costs, put it online, and then when somebody bought it and Ian actually went to the UPS store to ship it, the shipping actually cost, I think it was like $300. So it was almost double the cost, and it was crazy because now he's losing all this money. And I tried to do it, I did it just the way that I would do it for my own shop. It's really, really hard to calculate shipping, and it's a mistake that almost everybody makes a few times. So if you can, instead of figuring out online, which is a good place to start, if you have items like that that can end up being super expensive, definitely take it to the UPS store. Pack it up like you're going to have it shipping and get an actual quote. And that is going to be a lot better for you than either trying to guess or getting it wrong, because then you're going to end up losing money, and it really, really sucks. If you are shipping big items like that and the shipping cost is a lot, you're going to want to definitely do shipping included and offer that to your customers. So something, let's say that you were going to sell for $400. Okay, now you're going to list it for $700, and you're going to say shipping included. And it might seem like a lot of money for something, like a piece of original art, but when it comes down to it, you're going to weed out the people who, number one, aren't willing to spend the money, and two, art is subjective. How can you put a price on something that you spent hundreds of hours possibly making? I mean, if you're spending all this time, the cost for art isn't the materials usually. I mean, sure, like the paint and all that costs money, but the cost is your time making it. So you really need to make sure you're getting paid what you're worth. And if your work is good, it will still sell, even if you're charging a lot for it. So keep that in mind. If you sell something that a lot of other people make, it could be like a kind of sign or a type of tray. And even if you add in the shipping cost and you say shipping included, your price could be a lot higher than other people's. And so that's something to keep in mind as well, because you could end up losing sales because yours is the most expensive and people don't want to pay that price. So what do you do about that? The first thing that I would do is try to cut down on the price of my materials. So if I was making trays, for example, I would try to cut out as much middlemen as possible. So if you have certain items that you're purchasing already pre-cut or pre-stained, I would go to the hardware store, cut the wood myself, stain the wood myself, and try to cut out as much middlemen as possible and try to work with the most raw materials that you can. The other thing that you can do is try to make it different. So if you're selling something that a lot of other people make, put your own spin on it. Make it different, make it unique, and make it something that people will have a hard time replicating. So something that not just anybody can make. And that's going to make sure that you can command a higher price for it. And people will be willing to pay for something if it's something that they can't make themselves and it's something that's not easy for other people to replicate. If you do have something that you're selling and you are at the higher price point, there are a ton of other people making it, and you can't make it any cheaper, it's a good time to really think about whether or not that's something that you want to continue making. Does it make sense to make that? Does it make sense to sell that? Maybe you want to pivot a little bit and do something a little bit different. So if you are making trays that a lot of other people make, you can't cut down on the cost anymore. Maybe it's time to start using your craft and your skills to do something different, like birdhouses or some kind of wooden planter that people like. So just keep that in mind as well, that you want to make sure that there's not a lot of competition for what you're doing. The thing that recently happened to me was I was shopping online for a present for my husband. I found what I wanted. It was a vintage item. There was only one that I could find available. I can't find it anywhere else. It cost $30. When I went to purchase it, the shipping cost another $13 plus tax. So now that $30 item cost almost $50. And it was off-putting, I'll admit it, because you see something $30, okay, great, that's within my price range, and now all of a sudden it's almost doubled. If there had been another option, I would have paid it. I would have bought the other cheaper item, but there wasn't. This was the only one. It's like a vintage little figurine. So I was kind of forced to buy it. So keep that in mind, that customers really expect shipping included, and that's what they want. So anything that you can do to offer that for them, if you can figure out a way, then you should definitely do it. All right, guys, I have a free guide that you can get below. There's a link in the comments and in the description. I have a free guide to getting started selling your arts and crafts online. So definitely check that out. I will deliver it straight to your email box. If you like this video, make sure you click the thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe. And if you would like to be featured in a shout out, leave a comment with your shop or your social media where I can find you, and I will give you a shout out. All right, guys, talk to you later.